So I saw lots of Links. I saw lots of Zeldas.
Yeah?
People in costume walking around as them. I didn't see Hyrule Warriors anywhere. That was kind of a surprise.
Shocking.
Uh,
Did you go by the Marriott next to the convention center?
I didn't. Well, I possibly did, but I didn't go into the Marriott.
So
Wait,
you-
okay. Wait, so the Hyatt's on one side. The Marriott is that on the other side?
So Hilton. So if you're facing the convention center, the Hilton is to your far left by where Hall H is.
Yeah.
The Marriott is connected on the right.
Oh, that's right. It's the one right in there. Yeah.
So you on the show floor, you probably saw the Smash Brothers 3DS if you went by Nintendo's
Yes,
booth.
yeah.
So you didn't see anything else. What Nintendo's done the last few years, which is really cool, is they rent out a ballroom in the Marriott, and you don't need a badge. You just show up, and they have all the games set up to play there for free.
Totally missed that.
And they do that. It's kind of surprising because like Microsoft had been doing it, but apparently this year Microsoft was checking badges. So I don't know what the deal was why one had to check and the other didn't. But anyway, that's where Hyrule Warriors was. So Hyrule Warriors was playable. It was the same level from E3, except they let you play as Midna this time for people who went to Comic-Con. But before the show opened on preview night, they invited us down, and we got to check out a new stage that they hadn't shown off before. Now, a Japanese magazine, Weekly Famitsu, had already kind of posted about this stage that you were going to play as a Goron, as Rudo, and Sheik was apparently in the game. They were going to be in the game in some capacity, and you might play as them. And we're like, oh, that sounds cool. Can't wait to see that. So that night when we go, like, that's the stage we saw. They let us play as Durania. It was the Hero of Time era, but it was a Twilight Princess stage, Elden Caves. It looked like the Fire Temples stage from Twilight Princess. And you basically are fighting through these caverns, and you had to guide giant bomb chews to their destination while fighting off these enemies to blow up like these obstacles. And then about halfway through the battle, Sheik shows up and joins the battle with you. And Impa's already fighting with you with Link, and it gets all sorts of crazy. Like, they mentioned that, like, the princess can't be dead. So apparently something happened to a Princess Zelda, one of the Zeldas. Something happened to them. But obviously this is another Zelda. And it was just, okay, we're teaming up together, we're fighting together. And then you fight the boss, Wizra, or the Wizrobe one. I forget the actual name. I haven't been paying attention to the names. A lot of stuff I've been watching is in Japanese, but I think it's Wizra or Wizro, one of the two. But it's the Wizrobe boss. Mm-hmm. And you see them in the E3 level, but you don't get to fight them. I mean, you technically can, but you're not supposed to, but you can't win. You fight them finally, you beat them, and then you proceed on to the next area, and you're supposed to be going to Farron Woods, or Farone Woods, however you pronounce it. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. They're mixing like Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess together. And Durania, like, he does like one of his moves, he like does like the Dance to Saria's song from Ocarina of Time. He gets like hot, hot, hot. I was like, oh, this is insane. And he uses like this Megaton hammer to like smash everything. It was like, it was really fun to play as that and see like the Ocarina of Time or the new takes on this. But I guess kind of for people wondering about like the story, it seems, if this wasn't clear, like the main villain is opening up time portals to the different eras in the Zelda timeline, and you're fighting like shortly after the events of a recent game. So this one, you were fighting shortly after the events of Ocarina of Time. Apparently, like the Zelda from Hyrule of the Hero of Time era graciously decides to help out, these time traveling heroes. Like, oh crap, here we go. So, insanity. There's so much insanity in this game. I can't wait for it.
Well, it's funny that the two games that they were showing off are Smash Brothers and Hyrule Warriors, because they both seem to just have the kitchen sink approach.
Yes.
It's like, let's just as much stuff as we possibly can.
Oh, man.
And you feel, do we know when we're expecting this game?
So it comes out September 24th or 25th or 26th.
So not that much time.
Here.
Do you think we're going to get new stuff from now and then?
Oh, yeah. There's still, even on the character select screen, there's still stuff we haven't, like, seen yet. They still haven't shown off. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be a Wind Waker, the Wind Waker area, and we haven't seen like that yet. Each time they show off a new trailer of a new era, they show the new costume. So we had like the Twilight Princess Link and Zelda costume, then the Skyward Sword Link and Zelda costume, then the Ocarina of Time Link and Zelda. So it's like, what's left? Twilight Princess,
what if the
Wind Waker?
What if the Wind Waker? What if they have like a Phantom Hourglass map? Was that the one? No, Spirit Tracks. What if they have one where you can like get on the train and ride it around the map? Like,
who knows? I mean, we've only seen the 3D. I mean, I don't know if they're only doing the 3D game eras, but if they go back to like the Zelda 1 era or a Link to the Past, I mean, who knows? but I have a feeling they might not go back to the older games. They might stick with just the 3D games for this, which means the Wind Waker is probably like the last one we haven't seen. But who knows? You know,
Sequel.
These games get long and huge, so who knows?
So you were kind of surprised by this game. This game kind of blindsided you at E3. You kind of went in.
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure where your expectations were at, but have they been raised a little bit since Comic-Con?
Yeah, when they first revealed it, I was like, "What the hell is this game?" Like, it didn't look good. It looked like kind of like a fan mod of Dynasty Warriors. It looked a little early. And then playing it at E3 and then seeing some of the stuff, like the Midna part, and then Midna like crashing the moon onto a boss. I was like, all right, that's it. They like that's what we were saying on that. Thanks for playing. Something like just need to throw, as you said, anything the kids are saying, because this needs to be insanity, or otherwise this is gonna get boring. And that's what they're doing. It seems they just keep what crazy shenanigans could happen next. Oh, let's throw all these characters together and a whole bunch of enemies and have fun fighting them, and then like cool remix Zelda music. And if that was enough, we're going over to the next thing where characters from this era are going to interact with this era. It's like, what's going on here? So,
so how would you grade a game like this? Are you actually kind of getting into the story? Is it literally just is it silliness, or you said the villain? Do we know who's behind this?
Yeah, they have names. I mean, I've been kind of tuning out the specifics of the story stuff till I sit down and play it. That's just like how I like to do Zelda games. But it's coming out over a month ahead in Japan, so we're gonna be importing that and playing that hopefully on day one. To check that out.
So if having the Dynasty Warriors model wasn't repetitive enough, you're going to play through it one time and then have to play through the whole thing
I guess because it's not a canon game, it's not officially part of the series, like the main timeline. Right. I'm not too like invested in like knowing the details ahead of time. Like I don't need to know who's who. I've seen all the character names. It just didn't sink in, and I'm just like whatever. I'll play it. I'll know the names then. Don't need to worry about it. It wasn't like the new Zelda game, like Zelda Wii U, where it'd be like any minute detail. Totally know that. Totally. I will spit it off for you like right now. But this game, like it's just I see cool stuff. I'm like, oh, that looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. And I'll play it a lot, and like then I'll have it like all memorized. But just right now, it's just fun to watch. Like I don't think you need to obsess over it just yet.
And we learned the most important lesson, which is Nintendo had their own separate space at Comic-Con, which I clearly missed. I was there for 4 days and never made it over there.
Yeah, they were doing a lot of stuff there. So they had all the E3 games playable, pretty much, except for I already forgot the name of the cool shooting paintball game, Splatoon. Jeez, that's it, right? Splatoon, yes. Ian fact-checking for us. That wasn't there, so that was a little bit surprising. I thought they would definitely have that there. But they had most everything else. They had, like, Captain Toad's Treasure Trackers. You mentioned Smash Brothers, both 3DS, Wii U. They had Yoshi's Woolly World, and they had Bayonetta 2. They had a new part for us to play. Bayonetta is still great. What the new level wasn't terribly impressive. It was kind of felt short, over way too quickly, and I was like, They made us skip all the cutscenes, but the E3 demo was like way more impressive. So, but at this point, the game's coming out so soon, so it's like just get it to us.
So TGS, probably next time we'll hear anything about Hyrule.
No, you mean the new Zelda or Hyrule Warriors?
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors will be out before Tokyo Game Show.
Okay.
It'll be out. It comes out August 14th in Japan. So I think 13th is when we could download it here on our Japanese Wii U. Then it comes out end of September, but it'll already be out in Japan there. If you're talking about Zelda Wii U, no idea. But Nintendo traditionally doesn't do anything at TGS. But that is not to, they don't go. I mean, they don't actually attend, but who's to say they won't do a Nintendo Direct?
So the next time Mike Damiani is getting in front of a camera to talk about Hyrule Warriors, you will have actually played it. You will have the final game.
Very likely. I mean, yeah, I've played the finished version.
It being in Japanese, is that going to stop you? Are there any?
No, because I said I don't need this. The Dynasty Warriors games are self-explanatory. You don't really need to know the story of what's going on, and you can kind of get the gist of it. That just it should say enough about, hey, I'm gonna replay it in a month to actually fully understand the story, because this isn't a canon Zelda game. But even if it was, I would still be trying to play through it early. But I'd probably have one of my friends with me what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? I got to know right now. Tell me what this says.
If they open up some huge, profound, timeline-breaking story concept that just illuminates your eyes, the clouds
timeline,
is your mind just going to explode?
It's because they said it's not canon. I don't think I will. But if they were to do something like that, that'd be kind of cool.
So no update.
But then I want to be able
to the timeline coming.
Yeah, I want to be able to tell if people were trolling me or not. they'd be like, yeah, they mentioned a 4 timeline there. I'm like, really? Yeah. Like Japanese, like, nope, totally doesn't say that.
Sounds like fun, man. I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.